Hi, everybody. It's Trella here, and welcome to another session of playing with intuitive skills and energy and having some fun. So, happy Juneteenth. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with this holiday, it's the day when slaves actually found out that they were freed by the Emancipation Proclamation in the U.S. Civil War. And freedom. What a great concept to be looking at. But it's different meanings for everybody. So tonight I'd like to play with the idea that freedom is what you know to be true for who you are, what you like, and what makes you happy, regardless of what any kind of authority has ever told you. So that's what we're going to play with. So now I'd like you to imagine that there's some special color that represents your own authority and connect into that. Feel that. Know that. Pretend to see it, whatever color that is. So, for me, I'm playing with a light peach. Peachy, hey. Now, your special color is a fun way to really start to own what you care about, own what you want, own who you are. It makes it really simple. It's just one of a handful of intuitive tools that I use and that I teach my clients and students. So let's play along. So just ask yourself for your special freedom color. Now, your freedom is knowing what makes you happy. You still got to work for it. You still got to let yourself receive it. But what makes you happy? So get that color. And from that place, you have full permission just by watching this video, because we're going to do, and doing is permission. So imagine that color somewhere. It's in your body. Notice where it is. Maybe it starts in your head or your heart or your gut, wherever. It doesn't matter. Notice where that color lives in your body and say hello to it. Breathe into it. Breathing is your affirmation. You're receiving, you're releasing. Now, the windows may be the eyes to the soul, but the breath is the window to the mind. So by using your breath, you can start to engage with yourself in what makes sense for you. So now from this place of owning your special color that represents freedom, let yourself start to play with it more. Notice in your space how much of you can be at that color. The way to do is to ask yourself to see a gauge. Basically, kind of like a speedometer. It doesn't judge you, it just gives you feedback. So this gauge goes from 0 to 100%. Now, from your special color, how much of your space is currently at what percentage? Just keeping it real here. For me, I'm at about 68% for my freedom color. Yay! Now, by doing that, you start to become not only the observer, I mean, that's the gold. So from this place of being aware of what makes you feel free, makes you happy, and understanding, oh, this is how much. Let's start to play with that and enhance that more. Notice what part of your space isn't there yet, isn't that freedom color yet. And notice what colors or color you see there. Say hello to that. It's like, oh, okay. Now, color is just this simple tool to create awareness. Now, when it comes to information subconsciously or intuitively, red plus blue doesn't always equal purple. It could be anything. So don't have limitations on how you play with color. Just let whatever shows up pop up. And what I'm noticing is that for me in my arms, I've got a lot of grays and whites, a lot of pastime energy. And what is this? Oh, I don't have permit energy. Yuck, 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 yuck. So your arms are about activating, taking, doing, and receiving. Now, typically active, masculine right, and receiving, feminine left, but not always, and not in every person. Sometimes it's flipped. So from this place, it's getting a little more quick awareness about where I don't have my freedom yet. Common's place. Growth mindset. Now I'm going to do what every good physics professor will teach you, is that energy is not created or destroyed, only transferred or transformed. So we're going to play with energy and transform. For me, I'm going to transform some of this pastime white and this no permission dirty gray and bring it into my freedom color. I'm reinvesting. It's like stocks that are underperforming, whoop, you pop them over where they're doing better. It's always an evolution. Always. So now you may call it imagining or pretending. It's all good. Same thing. So you can imagine or pretend you have an energetic recycling bin. And that can take any energy in your space that's no longer a fit and convert it, transform it, transfer it. And from there, it can become neutral, or it can go directly into, say, your power color. For this one, your freedom color. Now, let that just move into your energetic recycling bin. And it's your energetic recycling bin. You're not the place where everybody from the whole block dumps. It's just for you. And it will take energy you've got, whether it's your energy or somebody or something else's. So just letting some of that pastime and no permission energy start to shift, move out. And starting to let some of my peach energy say hello to that further. And for you, breathe into the color that you want and breathe out the color that's no longer a fit. By doing this, you're making a decision about reaffirming, in this case, your own happiness. And it's your absolute right to do so, because you, at the end of the day, are always the ultimate authority of your space, not anything or anyone else, not even mom. So let yourself continue to breathe into your freedom energy. And breathe out any energy that's no longer a fit. Take a big, deep breath. And check in with your gauge. You know, the one that's telling you how much, at this point, you are your special freedom color. Ooh, okay, great. So for me, it was 68%, and now it's like 75. But I got plenty of work to do. But it's okay because it's moving. Yay! So, do you need 100% completion on something to start to move forward or to take action? No. But it does give you a ton of certainty. And that's what practice provides, more and more certainty. So, the more you practice this, the better you're going to get at it. Now, one of the questions that I get quite often is, I got to figure out a meditation practice or space or blah, 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 blah. It doesn't need to be complicated, and you don't need to run away from the world and find a mountaintop. You can literally do this kind of stuff on the phone. Better yet, here's a fun one. Do it on the toilet. Pee with purpose. Yeah. You're releasing. Relaxed. And just imagine yourself at your power color and breathing into that. Hey, it's a 2-for-1. Can't beat that. And by taking advantage of when you need to use the bathroom is a time to do some self affirmation, some self refocusing. It's already built into your day. And if you're hydrating well, then it's even more built into your day. What a deal. I love factory installed tools. And this is definitely one of them. So take advantage of it. So I am going to say hello to somebody who wants a quick, intuitive hello. All right, we've got MC in Marin County area in California. And let's say hello to what this person would like. So, MC, first off, thanks for the request. And I see where you're organizing yourself. So that's great. And you know the energy that you need to be working on. So you've got it right in front of you. It's kind of like, when you have a huge project and you're like, oh, and you take care of all the other little things around it while the main core thing is right there, right in the center. So I see you've taken care of all the other little things. But the core one is right there, but it's right in front of you. So you're not like turning your back on it or pretending it's not there or any of that stuff, so, which is great. So I see your core project of this brown color. And let's see what this represents for you. There's a lot of aggravation and frustration here that I want to acknowledge. I'm seeing where you have tried to take ownership of whatever this belief is, which we haven't got to yet. And it just has seemed beyond what you could do or what you have permission for, etc. So let's just say hello to your freedom color. What am I getting? How classic. Some reds and blues and whites, but clean whites, not like pastime whites. How appropriate. 4th of July is coming up fairly soon. So let's see what this, it makes you, so these patriotic colors and what it represents in the United States is this kind of self-emancipation. And when we look in United States history to the original founders, they were landed, white, and had not just, like I said, land and property, but they also had community standing, connection, education of some sort, whether they earned it themselves or received it. And I'm seeing here that this is a kind of like I earned it storyline. which is great. But what I'm seeing here with your red, white, and blue MC is that kind of skipping past the storyline of having to earn it first before you have right to your own authority. That it's a built-in right. It's a non-negotiable. It again, factory installed, so to speak. And what I'm seeing, so what's the belief that's keeping you in me? I've got to earn it first before I can really receive. Whew. It's a perception belief, which I know it sounds like that's kind of the same thing, but it's you don't have full access to yourself until you have earned that full access. It's like there's a part of you is behind glass. Talk about the glass ceiling, or in this case, the glass wall. And again, that's just a belief. Beliefs are about something that maybe made sense at one point in time, but everything, including spiritual information, has a freshness date. It's like milk, people. It's relevant as long as it's actually relevant. And then after that, it needs to evolve. And we live in a world that is uniquely powerful about teaching us the need to stay present time and to continually evolve. It's all around us and it's beautiful. And so what I'm seeing, let's see here, what's your next step? Okay, good. I'm glad. I see you taking ownership with this belief MC, where it's kind of like a hammer and a chisel, and you're kind of cracking that part of you that you've been cut off from out of its glass container. Definitely has some fairy tale reference here. Can anybody remember? Snow White, except a little bit flipped. So anyway, I see that you are definitely starting to work with your own belief. And that's the cool thing, whether you're doing anthropology or particle physics, the observer is going to affect the observed, period. So me just taking a little looky-loo, it gives you that moment to get a second pair of eyes and to get some encouragement as well as get some observation. It allows that space to step back and say, oh, that belief, that perception, that's just a perception or a belief that I have had in my space. It's not actually you. And that's the tricky part. Please don't believe everything you think. Trust me, it's not all your information in there. And from an extensive marketing, advertising, and business background, oh, there's a lot out there we shouldn't be believing. And we know that. It's just hard. So anyway, MC, just to wrap up with you, now we haven't done a full, complete process with your belief, but again, this is just a quick hello. Let's see here. So say hello to you. Good, you jumped ahead. I like that when people do that. I was about to say hello to that, your red, white, and blue, your freedom color. And now I see you wear your red, white, and blue energy, which represents your freedom, your happiness. And this is symbolically speaking, all of course. It's like a sash across your chest. It's like, oh yeah, I'm free because I say so. Now, wearing a color is a great next step. And soon you can start being that color. All right, MC, good luck with that and continue your development. All right, everybody, there's been several cool little tools that I've thrown in throughout the course of this video. Color, that's just a way of creating awareness. using a gauge, something that goes from 0 to 100%. That's just about increasing your discernment. Permission. Well, just by doing, playing along, that is permission. And when you pay attention to yourself, you start owning your attention of yourself. And that's ownership. So let these tools start to infuse anytime. And, like I said, considering there is a bathroom in just about every house. So your next affirmation meditation